What's going on, man?
Hey, same old shit.
Yes.
I feel like this is a little lackluster.
What do you mean?
'Cause we normally do our whole. Yeah. I know, it gets boring.
It doesn't get boring. It's
I want to do
just,
something different.
That's what we're trying for. We're trying for something different.
Hello, everyone out there.
Everybody just listen to the cool tunes of Let Our Voices Carry You Away.
Sing us a song, Fraser.
I was there when the lights went out in Georgia.
That's it. Banned.
Right. Quickly.
or whatever.
No, I think we have 15 seconds before that shit happens.
No, I don't think that matters.
Really?
Yeah.
Are we going to get banned?
Those are all myths. It's not banned, but I mean, you're going to get copyright strike.
Are we going to get a third strike on us now?
Yeah. And it's like people, I always get a chuckle out of it because people will say, oh, watch this. Oh, by the way, I don't own the rights to the music. Like that's doing anything. That does nothing. In fact, it makes it worse.
I don't know how that works.
It makes it worse.
Does it make it worse, though?
Yeah, because you're admitting that you're using somebody else's copyrighted material anyway. You're admitting it. Yeah. I mean, not that it's going to do anything. No one's getting in trouble for that shit. But I mean, you might
No, I'm sure somebody's getting in trouble for it, but the tens of people that watch us, no, we're not going to get in trouble for it.
Yeah, no, none of, yeah.
Oh, shit,
yeah.
What if that happens? What's going to... We don't have lawyers.
No, we don't have lawyers. We'll represent ourselves.
We have no budget.
Look, Your Honor, here's the thing, okay?
Because we will show up inebriated.
Look, it's his fault. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
Yeah, but you'll be the one to be like, I'm a sovereign citizen.
And then it'll just end with us crying, like, I'm so sorry.
I didn't know the
I
laws.
didn't know.
I could see us doing that,
Yeah.
too.
I mean, when you exhaust all your other options, you have to cry like a little girl.
Or just cry.
Yeah.
I mean, why is it got to be a little girl?
Because I think it has to be a little girl because typically when a little girl cries, and I have a daughter and two sons, when she would cry, when she was a little girl, even still today, when she cries, I can't take it. When they cry, I want to hit them. When the boys,
My God!
no. But I mean, that's typically how society does see things,
Right.
But it is a little different when she cries.
And it's just like, what was June?
What do you mean?
What did we celebrate in June?
We LGBTQ month.
Okay, what else is it?
There's also Juneteenth.
Oh,
what are you looking for
well,
here?
the whole month, and I just realized this. It's also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Oh, no one gives a shit about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
So you're just going right in there with it. Just like, oh, I hate it when my daughter cries, but when the boys cry, I just want to smack them.
Well, I mean, you know me, Sean Fraser, and I hope that people at home have kind of learned me by now. I'm characters, and that's really what we have around here. That mentality. And
we do have a lot of that.
And the truth is people don't care about men's mental health, and I do believe that's a real issue. And I would never hit any of my kids for crying. I mean, if it went on for a long time, maybe. But no, I mean,
right. Well,
it does hit a little different though when it's your little baby girl.
Now, we celebrated Pride.
Of course we did.
We went to the Pride Walk, and I didn't go to the walk because I had to work. But we went to the show and everything afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
And
fucking amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then I was like, man, it's men's mental health awareness and how easily forgotten that is.
Yeah.
We've lost a friend to it.
Yeah.
And some aspect, both of us suffer from it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think most people do. I mean, I know most of the males who are raised around here, our age,
right?
10 years younger, 10 years older, and then beyond that, of course. But at least that demographic, you were told to quit your crying and be a man.
Quit your bitching. Man up.
Man up.
Man up.
Yeah, and we still hear it.
Yeah,
today
we really do.
I didn't raise my kids that way. But I was certainly raised that way.
I got 3 girls. So
yeah. Told them to man up.
Yeah.
And then they pounced on you.
I don't know why. That just came,
Yeah.
just ran across my brain.
Well, I'm not, I don't want to sit here and say, well, there are some things that are more important. I don't think there are things more important. It's equally as important, but it's been that for a while, and it's something that we need to shine a light on as well.
Yeah,
and I know what you're saying. It's not a situation where one's more important than the other, but a lot of times those things coincide.
Well, I mean, it's just like what we've talked about it before, how much men's mental health just is pushed aside.
Right. And sometimes it's when it comes to, I mean, men are taught that they need to be providers. They need to, and when they fail at that, or they have their spouse having to work too, which is just
right.
It's a necessity damn near these days, especially if you have kids. They feel lesser than, and that's terrible. They shouldn't feel that way. Oof. But then also, when you combine that with the LGBTQ
right
month, when you think about sexuality, and if people don't agree with me, they can whatever tune out. I don't care. It's a spectrum, and we are flamboyant as hell.
Oh yeah.
Not homosexual.
No.
Sorry. I mean, there was a time I was like, I wish I was. I kind of wanted to be when I was younger. Just teenage angst.
Right, I get it.
I would have really pissed some people in my life off.
Oh yeah.
And when people say it's a choice, I'm like, the fuck it is. It's not a choice, because if it was a choice, I would have chose to be gay.
Okay.
A lot of people that I respected were gay, and they were out there, and they were brave, and they were showing their faces, and they were speaking about these things, and that was impressive to me. And I didn't, it was really about me being just a mixed up kid, and
I get it,
and not having any real direction, or
right.
I didn't know myself. But it's certainly not a choice, and I mean, I suppose there are weird people everywhere.
There is,
and there are people who are like, it's not a choice. I'm straight, but I'm going to do this anyway. I mean, that's a fucking movie if I've ever think about that.
Right.
But, I mean, who cares? Who cares if the straight guy wants to go out to the gay clubs for the weekend? Who gives a shit? Let him do it. Let people do what they want to do.
Well,
that's
now,
it.
Yeah, and I'm 100% behind that.
Right.
But it's just like, how different is it going to be 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now? Let's go 20 years back.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's go 20 years in the future. How's it going to be?
Hopefully it's going to be awesome.
Right. And it's just like...
People would vote the right way.
Everything's progressive. Everyone's making progress. I'm not going to say progressive because, boy, that could just stir up a whole bunch of nonsense.
Fuck them. I don't care.
But, just the progress that people have made... I think is leaps and bounds fantastic.
Right. I mean,
but I don't know why it struck me as odd that I was like, oh, Men's Mental Health Month, and we're not talking about men's mental health at all.
And that's a good point. And I'm really glad you brought that up.
Sorry, I know this is a music podcast, but that's what came into mind.
I don't think that, like, when you talk about any of these things that we've just talked about, they all correlate with music. Absolutely. And, I had, of course, we lost a dear friend.
Yeah.
To, I don't even, mental health. Yeah.
Let's just.
I had really, really close friends who lost their son.
Right.
And like, I do a lot of video stuff, so I made the funeral home that they sent him to. I've seen their work, and they're good people. I'm not saying anything bad about the funeral home,
right?
But their funeral videos are shit. So I volunteered to do it, and it almost broke me watching. Having to make that video, man. It was tough. It really was.
Right.
I even actually kind of wrote a song that kind of correlated. I didn't write it. I mean, it helped me in writing a song, and I would. It's a nothing song. No one's ever going to hear it. I don't care. I would rather that song never exists to have that kid back. It's a terrible thing.
I don't know,
but
it's awful.
Yeah, but it's real, and I'm glad you brought it up because we should talk about it. And I think a lot of times those things go hand in hand when you think about the spectrum. Sexuality is a spectrum. For me and you, with our flamboyancy 40, 50 years ago, real men would have whipped us trying to go to the grocery store. Like, look at these two, they'd have called us all kinds of names, and we're not even homosexual.
No, we're not.
We're not. But I mean, for us to say the things that we say and to be the way we are around here, that's not acceptable. Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel weird.
Yeah. Well, because we went a little political today, and that's weird for you. I get that.
It's very weird for me. I actually commented on one of Pat's posts.
I saw that.
What did you think about that?
I don't remember. I remember you posing a question, and I was like, wow, so this guy's done some research on Project 2025 and how fucking terrible it is. And how there are people out there making excuses for it.
Well, now...
This is something I've been screaming for like 2 years now. We've known about this, and
I'm going to throw it out there.
The media's not covered it. Yeah.
And not once did I say this is what they're going to do. When you read it, it says this is what they're going to encourage.
Well, they can't make...
But that's what I'm saying.
The president do anything, but we know he's going to do it.
He's going to encourage all this absolute nonsense. Yeah. And for me, going for the 40 hours, either picking between overtime or vacation. Come on, man. Like I said in the post, according with this economy right now, who's not going to take the time and a half?
Yeah, and like in Italy, they get not just Italy, all kinds of European countries, they get tons of time off,
right?
Tons of overtime too. I mean, things aren't. I mean, maybe we get blown up in the comments. Well, things in Italy aren't all that great. I get that, but there are some things they're doing better, and that's not a fix for our.
I don't think it's a fix either, and I don't know. Excuse me for that. I've been a little political for.
I like this show.
Yeah, I know you do, and I kind of hate it.
Well, you shouldn't hate it because these are real. This is a real fucking issue. I mean. And it's blowing up on every platform because it's a big deal, and we should be trying to stop that. I'm not telling anybody how to vote, but and I don't. I told the wife yesterday. So I'm a big. I love the movie Scent of a Woman. Al Pacino.
Hoo-ah!
Yeah. Hoo-ah! Hoo-ah! So. I told my wife, I was like, I want to make, I've stayed away from politics. I've stayed away from doing anything political, like social media wise, for a while, because it doesn't do anything. No one gives a shit. You're not changing anybody's mind.
No, you're not.
You're just making enemies and arguing on Facebook or whatever constantly. I mean, it's just there's no point. But I was like, wouldn't it be fucking hilarious to make a video where you're talking about all the terrible things about Donald Trump, which everything is terrible about that motherfucker, and Project 2025, and then toward the end, not at the total end.
But are you going to talk shit about everybody else?
That's the thing, is like everybody else. This is my point. Is in this video, toward the end of the video, I would take a clip. I would say, I would say, and Obama. Hillary, Joe Biden, fuck you too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just straight up steal that clip from the movie and have Al Pacino saying, fuck you too. That's just fucking great. Someone's probably going to see this and do that, and that's gonna go viral, and we're gonna be left over here in the weeds.
Well, that's fine.
But but I mean, fuck Biden.
I'm actually kind of impressed that I've carried on this conversation for this long.
I'm just saying I don't really like any of those guys either, but they aren't the monsters that I mean, the Chips and Science Act is it's good. It's good. The infrastructure bill, I mean, there are definitely good things coming from this administration, and I'm still not I don't think it's where it needs to be. We need to be pushing further left. But regardless, we need to be getting rid of this MAGA right wing. And that's my opinion.
Right.
And I don't care if you know it. I don't give a shit.
I think that we should get rid of all of it.
You can't get rid of all of it, Fraser.
I think you can.
You can't.
Okay, here.
One thing at a time.
I want to throw it out there. And I've thought this for the longest time, and I know I'm not the only person who's ever thought about this.
We have a guest.
Yeah, we do. Hey, man, give me 1 second. Let me finish this thought. You have the two people running, right?
Right.
Why can't one person, whoever wins, the person who loses, be the vice president?
That's stupid.
How's that stupid?
That's dumb.
So having a split fucking house is better? Having split Senate is better? Nothing's going to get done anyway because it's all fucking made up and everybody just thinks, oh, well, this is how it's all going to go.
Just because
it's all a fucking conspiracy theory.
Just because one guy doesn't win doesn't mean you have a split House and Senate. That doesn't mean that.
That's the way it's always fucking been.
But that's a different vote. So you can't go by that. But I like where you're going with it, Fraser. I love seeing that fire in you about it.
Yeah, you like seeing me pissed off because I think politics is fucking dumb.
Politics is dumb. That's the thing.
So dumb.
That's the thing I've been trying to say. I don't love politics. It's not like
yes, you do.
No, I don't. I fucking hate it, man.
Whatever.
I do hate it. I just realized the importance. That's all. That's all.
It's gross.
So go back to sleep. Go back to not giving a shit about nothing.
All right. See.
All right. We have a guest.
Yeah, we do.
And I've been really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I know you have.
How's it going, buddy?
Good, man. You guys can hear me over there, right?
Oh yeah, you're good.
We think so.
Awesome.
Sorry, we just.
All right, yeah. I'm Dave from Hellfrost. Sorry, I'm running late.
No, you're good, man. We started it and we were like, you know what? Let's just keep talking. And for some reason, it turned to politics and I think I'm the one who went there, and I hate politics.
I think.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I heard that they finally, with the COVID, and we finally beat Medicare.
We finally beat Medicare. Oh God.
I don't know what that means.
You haven't seen the clip.
No.
What is it? No.
It's that clip it's the clip of Joe Biden at the debate. That's really what he said. Well, it's all over the internet. You gotta look it up.
That doesn't surprise me. That guy's definitely too old. But if he croaks tomorrow, I'll still vote for him in November. I don't give a shit.
Oh God.
Trump's a monster.
And that's why I put my name on every ballot, because I think I would make way better president than any of these fucks.
You'd probably do all right.
I know I do all right.
Because I'd tell you what to do.
I wouldn't fucking listen to you.
Yeah,
I have people
would.
backing me up.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, man.
All right. Maybe
hold on.
Should I close that can of worms, right?
Let's reset our shit.
You come in here and fueled that fire. I love it. I love what this guy's up to. So, hey, tell us your name, the band you're in. Sean and I both have been looking forward to this for for a little while. So we want to dive right in there. We got a bunch of questions. So let's just get this started. Forget all this nonsense.
That's right.
I don't know how all that happened. Where am I?
Shit. All right, ready and go.
All right. What's up, guys? I'm Dave Vader. I'm the guitarist and vocalist of Hellfrost from Naples, Florida.
Hell yeah.
Nice. I didn't know you guys were from Naples.
Florida man.
We're from South Florida, right at the bottom.
Okay. I grew up in Orlando.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Orlando's cool. We played there a bunch of times.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Kick ass. So, you guys, are you playing anywhere, so I get the impression you guys play quite a bit.
We do. We're actually playing tomorrow night in Bonita Springs in South Florida.
Well, this won't stream for like a month.
It'll be for a while, yeah.
We pre-record the shows because Sean and I we have a ton of other things to do. And we also always have a ton of technical difficulties because we have no idea what we're doing.
No.
So right. All right. All good. I got you.
Well, and it doesn't really help that I'm going on vacation. So that's a whole thing we have to get through too.
Oh.
So, but
right.
So tell us about the band. I mean, it's just like Sean and I were arguing earlier.
Yeah, we were talking earlier. He was like, I think it's speed metal. And I'm like, it sounds more thrash to me.
It's definitely got the elements. I don't know what the difference is really though. I mean, because I'm so bad with genres. I don't know. What's your expert opinion? What do you call it?
Well, I'm bad with genres too, putting myself into a genre. But I mean, we all listen to a lot of different stuff, a lot of death metal, black metal, thrash metal, like, the
right.
classic stuff, modern stuff. So we kind of just put in, a little bit of everything what we like.
Nice.
Well, I don't think anybody calls anything speed metal anymore, do they? Because everything's fast as shit these days. I mean,
yeah,
and we like fast as shit.
Yeah, we do. I love fast as shit. So
that's what I'm saying.
Thrash is probably, for Sean and I were like, don't put people in boxes. That's wrong.
Yeah,
like, tell us what you are, right?
That's just how we like to do things.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's like black thrash metal, death metal. I would say melodic death metal, black metal, thrash metal.
Dude,
that would be the best representation, I would say. But yeah, we've been a band for a long time. I started the band originally back in 2010. And, I've worked with different band members over the years. So, yeah, right. So I've been doing it a long time. Been playing all over Florida.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I got, the lineup I have now, I've been working with these guys already a couple of years. We released our last album, self-titled. That was on Curtain Call Records. And we're actually working on a new EP right now.
That's dope.
I'm trying to think the last thing I was listening to on Spotify.
I could throw out Microplastics.
Right. That's awesome. That's a good song.
Yeah, it really is.
Hell yeah, it is.
And me and Jeff, like I added it to my list for work because I like to listen to different stuff, like while I'm working. And I couldn't see the lyrics in front of me, but I think I got the. Dude, correct me if I'm wrong, man.
Oh, God.
But is it about killing the ocean?
Yes, about the plastic in the ocean, actually.
Yes, I was right. I was listening to it, and I was like, dude, I fucking get behind this.
So the ocean doesn't like plastic.
No, it doesn't like plastic. Come on, man.
No. Haven't you heard of the Pacific trash island?
Yeah, dude, that is ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Whatever it's called. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bigger than like most countries.
Right. And I don't know. I just, when I kept hearing it because it kept coming through I'm like, I really think the song is about the plastic in the ocean. It's about killing the ocean. And I was like,
yeah. Well, and I really dig it when bands are conscious.
Yes.
And they're like, this is a real thing, this is a real problem, and they incorporate that into what they do. I mean, all we ever do is like, hey, look,
Right? Because how many songs about Satan can you write?
Right.
I could probably write a lot of songs about Satan. He's been with me most of my life.
You did write a song about Satan.
How about killing people?
No,
to write a song about Satan, or about killing people, or about Satan killing people.
Right.
I wrote a song. I actually did write a song about it's called "The Devil in Me," and it's like
okay.
Instead of like my buddy and me. You remember the My Buddy doll, right? How you look kind of young. You probably don't remember My Buddy, do you?
No, I never heard of it.
You old fuck.
That's from the 60s.
No, you fuck. This motherfucker. Sing the song. You know the song. Sing it. You know the song.
My buddy would be like the club of a tree. My buddy would be we're the best friends I could be. Yes, I know the song because I'm also old as fuck.
Right. The little my buddy doll, and it was the 80s.
Yeah,
not the fucking 60s.
Okay.
Oh, dude, it's fine. He's just bitter.
But yeah, it was it's the devil in me, and just how pretty much everybody has a little devil inside of them.
Right.
That's true.
Even the good people, and sometimes when that devil comes out, people aren't aware of what they're capable of. Right. And it's surprising sometimes for the individual themselves and for the people who may be affected by that wrath.
Yep.
And I've been on both sides of that, so I've seen it, and so I wrote a song
Felt it.
about it. Yeah. So, but yeah.
Right.
So you write songs about killing people, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I do.
And
so
you can elaborate.
Yeah, that's the word. we're doing it to ourselves. That's what that song Microplastics is about.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I got.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a new EP too on the horizon. We're working on. We got like 5 new songs.
Awesome.
So that's coming
Cool.
soon. They're all unreleased, so they're coming soon.
Ooh,
Hell yeah.
I like it.
Right. So the only way you can hear the new songs is if you see us live.
And that's going to be a long trek from Ohio to Florida.
I was
Oh,
actually
Ohio,
supposed
okay.
to be in Florida next week, but
Yeah.
our trip got canceled because my daughter's not.
Right.
Yeah, she's not feeling.
Yeah, we're in the armpit of Ohio.
I got you.
The butt crack. Right?
No.
It's the
Yeah.
butt crack because we're almost like right a little tippy in the middle.
Stop.
Right in the middle.
He's so hateful all the time.
Who's hater?
And armpit's so much better than butt crack. Yeah. At least there's fun to be had in the butt crack.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Oh shit. But so you've got where was I talking about?
I don't know, but I'd like to know the rest of the band.
That's what I was getting at.
Oh, okay.
So in the band, you are the
Guitar player and vocalist.
I'm the singer and guitar player.
okay, and do you want to give a shout out to some of the other players? We can give you an opportunity to do that right now.
I do. So we got our drummer, Angelo Duca. He's been in the band already, 2 years? He's old school. He's been around the Florida scene, played in a bunch of death metal bands. So then we got our bass player, Ryan Blackburn. So Hellfrost is actually his first official band.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Just jumping
Yeah, I
right
know,
in.
right? So
Yeah.
I met him online through Instagram, of all places.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, right. That's rare these days.
Yeah.
it's probably a little easier in your given your location. I would imagine.
Right.
Easier for you than us.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I mean, Ryan's working out great. He's a great bass player. He really stepped up since working with us, which is awesome.
Excuse me.
That is awesome.
Right. And then yeah, we got a new guitar player recently. His name is Brian with a B. Not to be confused with Ryan, the bass player.
All right.
So yeah, guitar player's new. He's been in the band like probably 5 or 6 months. So right now we're pretty solid. Everyone's good at what they do, and we're going to be recording very soon.
That's awesome. I mean, what's it like? Like walk me through. I don't know much about metal. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Right.
So how does that whole thing work? You know what I mean? Like,
what do you mean? How does it work?
well, like when I hear it, I'm like, man, that's awesome. Like I can't figure out how to do a riff like that, or come up with something metally.
Right. Right.
I think he's asking what your riff writing process is.
Yeah, basically. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Well, for me, I kind of just play what I feel. I mean, that's like the classic answer. But I just pick up the guitar and I just start messing around with riffs. I just start fiddling around, and I'm like, hey, this sounds kind of cool. And then I just take those ideas and just piece them together and go from there.
How do guitar players do that?
Well, and I get what he's talking about because that's what you do really. And honestly, for me, I'll tell you my little secret. I never try to write songs ever. I don't. I will sit around and I will want to become a better guitar player, but I don't want to put any real work into it. I won't like. I'm not necessarily looking up tutorial videos or anything like that. I'll just sit around with my acoustic guitar, like while I'm watching TV or something, and try to come up with something that is difficult for me to play.
That's funny.
So I can get better, not to write a song, but like come up with something that maybe it's even little dissonance or something. You know what I mean? Like something that doesn't even make any sense. Just to like.
Right.
Just to get my fingers moving and like do, and then like, I don't know, 50% of the time, I usually end up writing something kind of cool. A pretty cool, that's how I wrote Devil in Me, actually. So
it's just, I'm not a guitar player, novice at best. So
you're pretty good,
it amazes me whenever I see people, throwing stuff together, like being able to work out a riff and then turn that into a whole song. I love the whole process. I could sit there and just talk to you completely about how you went from riff to song and just be completely amazed.
yeah.
You know, that's
I mean that's a fun process too. You know, it's always a good feeling for me, like, you know, starting off with like riff, like you're saying, and then like when I finally play it with the full band for the first time, you know, that's always the best part for me.
Yeah.
yeah, dude. I mean, it's crazy. I love the fact that people can do that. I'm not that creative, apparently.
You're just not
in my mind.
You're good, dude. You've not done it. You know,
stop it.
You know,
But you know, what are some of the influences that you take to make the music that you guys are making?
Well, I'm always listening to new music. I'm always checking out new bands and artists. I started listening to this band from Iceland called Skullmold. I don't know if you guys heard of them, but yeah, they're pretty good. I saw their music video on YouTube. I only heard like one song, and I just bought their new record, and I like it. It's really good.
Awesome.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
And like, I like to do a lot of blind purchases too. You know, I've been getting into cassettes lately, so I'll see a cassette online, and I'm like, hey, this looks like it would be cool, and I just order it and take the risk.
Yep, that's how I found. Well, for me, you know, like Television and Husker Du.
Oh yeah, I know those bands. Yeah, they're good.
I mean, that's, you know, you're kind of like, oh well, let's see what this is like.
Yeah, just give it a shot. And just go from there. You know, I go to concerts all the time, always checking out all the new bands. So I like to try and stay current with all the modern bands.
Do you have a good scene down there?
In Florida, yeah, you know, Tampa, there's a lot of stuff going on. Fort Lauderdale, Miami, there's a lot of stuff going on. And in my area, too, there's some stuff going on. There's a lot of good bands around here.
Is there a lot? Is it a lot of metal, or is it a little bit of a mixed bag kind of thing?
Oh, it's mixed. You know, with Miami being less than 2 hours away from me, Miami has like everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never been down there, man. That'd be fucking sick. Oh, I know. I don't doubt that
Miami's a party.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You either hear techno, Latin music, or rap coming from every club you walk past.
Well, and
we're partying anyway. It wouldn't matter.
And that's kind of what I was going. Is there a metal scene in Miami?
There are a few metal venues, yes. You know, but metal is underground. You know, it always was. So
yeah.
But it's there. There is a metal scene in Miami.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah,
it is.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, and you know, I mean, even here, we play more together here. Like, you know, I don't know if you've listened to any of the other episodes, but like we do a lot of because we're all friends. You know, we have punk bands that play with metal bands that play with folk, country, whatever. But you know, even here in this small town, you know, there used to be a pretty significant metal scene, and there probably could be even today. I wouldn't not like Miami, of course, but
right.
But something, you know, there could be, you know, full on just metal shows by themselves. But we've all became such close friends over the years that nobody even bothers with it anymore. Dude, we've like I said, that's a legitimate thing. Punk rock, metal, Americana, country, all in the same show. It's insane. But that's what we do here. That's what I mean. We're a real small town though. So
yeah,
you know, but we're all buddies.
Yeah,
we're all friends, and it's a good time. We have a good time.
Awesome.
Do you have any influences outside of heavy metal? How do you feel about the Counting Crows?
Counting Crows? What's that?
Oh God! I think I need to start wearing some orthopedic shoes. Damn.
Yeah, I like John Coltrane. He's really good.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that Impressions of Japan. That's a really good record.
Yep.
And I like Buddy Rich. He was good too.
Hell yeah!
I got a couple of his vinyls. So yeah, I like jazz. I like that trippy stuff. You know, punk rock is cool too. I like the old school punk rock. I like Gigi Allen. He was the best.
Do you like the old school hardcore punk rock stuff?
Yeah, it's pretty cool too. I like all that stuff.
You know, my old band, the reason why I actually played a show with the Murder Junkies. Of course, this was after Gigi Allen had passed away. And they asked to use, because they were touring, and they asked to use my amp. And I was like, hell yeah, you guys can use my amp.
Uh-oh.
And We'd seen a lot of shit, but we thought, all right, Gigi's gone. This is going to be a pretty tame show, and for the most part, it was pretty tame show. Good show, don't get me wrong, but pretty mild, pretty tame. And so I'm standing there, we're all fucking drunk and tired and ready to go home. We were 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away, whatever.
Right.
So I'm standing there, like kind of backstage in the hallway. There's like a hallway, and you can see the stage. And I'm waiting to go get my amp off the stage, and the drummer is the original, the original Murder Junkies drummer.
Right.
He's doing this crazy fucking, like, all the other band's gone. The entire band is off the stage except for the drummer. And I'm like waiting for him to get done. He's doing this crazy drum shit. And I'm like, all right, this is pretty cool. So I'm sitting there watching, waiting to get my shit. Tired as fuck. We've been at it all fucking day. He gets done. He gets up, stands on his drum throne, and starts shoving the drumsticks up his ass.
No.
Yeah, man. He fucking
Nasty.
Straight, like, hardcore, like, had to hurt himself, had to. And I'm like, wow. And so my buddy Bart, who's, whatever. My buddy Bart, he comes over, like, hey, Jeff, what are you doing? He's in the band, too. And I'm like, well, I'm waiting to get the drums. And he sees this happening, and he was like, oh, wow, that's crazy. And I was like, dude, we got to go. And he was like, what are you talking about? I was like, we're going to be the first people this motherfucker sees when he comes off stage. He's going to be expecting a high five or something, and I'm not touching that guy's hands. It's
wow, that's fucking crazy, bro.
Right? And like, so we just like he looked at me, and we both did one of those where we were like, we both took off, and he got done, come off the stage, and we grabbed our shit and we left. I mean, I don't think you can make that up. I mean, that wow. Really happened. I don't know. I'm sorry. Sorry for that story, but it came out. You said Gigi Allen.
Yeah.
That one I'd forgotten all about. Just popped in my brain.
I was gonna say you've never told me that story.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That's how my brain works. If it's not relevant, it's not.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, that's crazy. The drumsticks in the asshole, and like I'm not touching that guy's hand. I'll go get my amp. He can have my amp. my amp is his now. Oh shit! I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to take your time, but I was hoping maybe that story might impress you too. What do you think? You...
No, that's funny, dude. That's classic.
Yeah. What? We've done some dumb shit up here. I don't know. What do you want? But
right.
So what's some? So I told you one of my crazy stories. I know you've been playing music for a while, man. What's one of your crazy stories?
So I was playing a show in Tampa, and this guy starts running through the bar, and I'm like, that's weird. Then 2 seconds later, 2 police officers run through the door chasing after this guy.
Nice.
He just runs through the venue, and they arrest him like out in the patio, like in front of everybody. And they're like pulling this guy through the venue while the band is still playing.
Oh, hell yeah. He's got a soundtrack to his
Yeah, I mean, that's the
arrest.
Worst.
Or the best.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I think that's better.
That was pretty funny.
I mean, unless the whole band knows like Bad Boys. You know what I mean? And then right when that happens, you just start busting into that.
Yeah, I think
that's too funny.
Oh, that would be fucking hilarious.
There's nothing worse to get arrested with a soundtrack and get murdered to a soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think both call for it.
Right.
I want a soundtrack for my murder. I just hope it's something I like. Huh. Which I mean,
yeah, right.
Yeah,
it better be fucking good.
Yeah,
like some King Diamond or something.
King Diamond, yes.
Hell yeah! Look at this.
He was good. You ever seen him live?
No.
All right, so I'll tell you another story. So I saw King Diamond in 2019, like right before COVID, right? And I found out later that my current drummer, Angelo, was at the same concert before we met each other.
Hell yeah.
So
that's cool.
I know, right? It was funny. That's funny how it worked out. Like I showed up to his house one day for rehearsal, and I was wearing the T-shirt I got at the show. And he's like, dude, I was there.
It's when I was like 6 or 7. My parents got
Right.
divorced. My parents got divorced, and you know how the parents do when they first get divorced. They're like they're both like super parents, right? Especially the dad. He took me as this was 1986, 1987. I was real big into Bon Jovi. I was 6 or 7 years old. I was a little kid. He took me to see like Bon Jovi and Cinderella, and I think it was Rat.
Wow, sounds like a terrible time.
If you're 6 or 7 year old in the 80s,
right,
and like the girls around us were like taking their shirts off and shit, like we were in the nosebleeds, and
damn.
it was an
All right, so it ain't so bad, I guess.
it was an experience.
All right.
Let me tell you, it really was an experience. So, and that was the shit. Like no one knew. I guess the super cool people, but not 6 and 7 year olds didn't. 6 and 7 year olds didn't know who Metallica was, or whatever,
Right.
punk rock,
I know what you
hardcore
mean.
shit. So, considering it was kind of cool. So anyway,
Right.
I get older and I get jobs and I go work at places and I meet people who are like 10 years older than me, and like they're like, "Oh, I love music. What do you listen to?" And I'm like, when I was a kid, it always ends up leading there somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I went and saw this concert," and they're like, "Oh, I was there,"
That's funny.
And it's like it is kind of fun. I mean, it's not like the oh my god craziest story ever, but like I've met so many people who have been to that same concert, and I was a little kid,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of nuts. That like here's somebody 10, 15, 20 years older than me, and I went to the same concert as them as a youth, as a child.
Right. That's what makes music so good, man. You just connect with everybody.
Yeah, and well, I have to wonder, like, were these one of the naked broads in my row? I don't know.
Yeah, right. Maybe you saw them.
Yeah, like, listen, I was a little kid, lady, but people do get crazy at shows.
They do,
and I don't know if
Yeah.
they get that. Do they still get that crazy where they take off their clothes and stuff?
I'd say
It
yes.
Do you have that happening to you
depends.
down in Florida?
Nah, I haven't had that happen
It's
yet.
usually Sean and I that get naked up here,
Yeah, normally.
Oh, okay,
at least
okay.
topless. Sean wears pasties sometimes. But
I don't know
This
why
guy.
you're throwing me under the bus like this tonight, man.
You couldn't
This guy.
put pasties over those pierced nips anyway.
No, I couldn't. But Ah.
Oh man. But
we just went completely off the rails. Sorry, man.
we do that. We go off the rails.
We're good.
So as you know, you've been playing down in Florida. It sounds like you guys are doing really well. I know you guys are putting out shit fairly often, and you're playing fairly often. Are there any other updates that you would like to give? Is there anything else going on that you'd like to mention?
What?
Yeah, I said earlier, we got the new EP we're working on.
Yeah.
That's the big news right now.
Right.
So when is that going to be released?
Very soon. We're still finishing the songs, actually.
Ooh.
So we still have some more songwriting to do, and then after that, we're gonna start recording.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So we got a couple different studios we're looking at. We're also trying to decide where our best option is. So we have a really good recording studio here in our area, but it is pricey. So we're gonna look around. But last time we recorded with Derek Roddy, so I don't know if you know him or not, but
I'm going to say I don't know him.
no, okay. Well, he's over on the other coast on Deerfield Beach, close to Fort Lauderdale. So that's where we recorded our self-titled album, Hellfrost.
Okay. And you're going to go back to him again to record again?
Possibly. He's one of our options, but we're thinking to go somewhere else. We want to get a different sound, like from our recording, for the next set of songs.
Okay. Is it going to be the same energy and, heaviness as before?
It's going to be heaviness, but the songs are going to be better than before. We always try to be bigger and better than last time.
Damn right.
I don't want to give you the same songs again.
Well, and, everybody who listens, I'm sure appreciates that. But I just kind of want to squeeze to see how much more information I can get out of you before.
Well,
ask away.
Speaking of which, like, okay, so we know you're on TikTok.
Yep.
So Hellfrost on TikTok. What other social medias do you have? Oh, I know we followed you on a couple, on 2 or 3.
I think all of them.
I think
we are.
Can
We're
find.
on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Threads.
And Threads. And you're on YouTube as well.
YouTube,
Right.
we're on YouTube as well.
Yeah. I think we just. Yeah, I think we followed you on Threads. We don't really fuck with Threads. We're so bad at social media. We're old guys, and
I don't know about that Threads. I use it a little bit, but
everyone says
I don't think it's as big a deal.
Everyone says it's the next big thing. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I really don't. But yeah, if you're at home right now and you're interested, if you like thrash, fast metal, check out Hellfrost. And,
by all means,
definitely, and follow him on everything, for real.
Yeah.
As musicians,
right,
supporting musicians, and we talked about this a lot. We're very local level. That's our thing.
Right.
So we feel like there's definitely people at home who may not, people in Florida, people in Ohio, the whole rest of the country, they may not realize how awesome there are really awesome local level bands that are up and coming, doing their thing, putting the hard work in, and
your next favorite band could be a local band.
Yeah, it absolutely could. I mean, your favorite band now was a local band at one point.
Yeah.
So get it on the ground floor. Go check it out. I like your writing style. I like that you tackle serious subjects. That's really cool, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys do in the future. And I can't wait for that new EP to come out. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, you got to hit us up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be everywhere. We're going to post it every spot, even on the dark web.
Oh, all right.
Damn right. Is that we have to do that now?
I guess so.
I can't navigate regular net, let alone dark net.
Yeah, we can't. We do what is it? Light web? Is that what it is?
The TikTok is confusing this old
I
man.
don't even know.
But man, we really appreciate your time, and we really appreciate you coming on the show. Like I said, we can't wait to see what you do next. And we'll definitely be keeping an eye on you, and hopefully have you back on the show at some point soon.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man.
Stay metal. Support Hellfrost. Support the underground metal scene.
Word up.
All right.
Later, man.
Thanks, bud. Catch you later.
Later.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know we kind of went off on a little bit of a tangent.
We did.
A few times. But, dude, I'm going to go back to Microplastic because that's the song that keeps getting stuck in my head whenever I hear Hellfrost.
Right.
It was just so enlightening, I guess would be the word.
Yeah.
To see and hear about, hey, we're fucking killing our planet.
Right. Well, killing the ocean,
And how did we live this long?
Yeah.
Dude, so good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that kind of interesting writing and stuff. That's pretty cool. I actually wrote a similar song for metal collaborations. I don't even remember what it was called.
Yeah.
Jerry wrote all the music. They all wrote all the
Right.
music. I wrote the lyrics, and I forget the fuck. It was something. I don't even remember. I don't know. Something,
I don't know, man.
But it was similar. You
Right.
know. So I definitely appreciate that kind of writing.
Yes.
And
And you don't really hear that a lot. Conscious writing, I guess.
yeah, and
Does that make sense?
no, I get that.
Okay.
I don't think that's an actual genre, but it should be.
I think so too.
You know.
And
or a subgenre, if
And
you will.
I guess, dude. I don't know. I mean, it's like for me, like I wanted to be a marine biologist.
Yeah.
I did. That's when I grew up, that's what I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And, to hear somebody talk about the ocean, yes, it's loud. Yes, it's fast. Yes, it's in your face. But it speaks a point. So maybe that's why that song, struck with me so hard.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Totally get that. Well, that's what we look for all the time.
Well, we everybody likes to try to pull from everywhere.
Right. But we love, I mean, we love the interesting.
Yes.
And even though sometimes a band may not be like the genre I typically listen to, they may not be the sound I typically go to.
Right.
I can still have a shit ton of respect for what they're doing, how they're doing it.
Yes.
And genuinely,
I mean, especially if there's a message.
Want to be there. Of course, if there's a message. Always if there's a message. Right. So, and this show at the beginning did get quite political.
It did.
And it's our first time. And
it'll never happen again.
And it's going to happen again in the future.
It won't.
But
I'll leave.
You're the one that fucking started it.
And I'll leave. If it ever happens again, I'll know there's something wrong with me.
There's something wrong with you. Jeff's rubbing off on me. Look, you guys,
He's trying to rub off on
me. We aren't necessarily trying to run anybody off, but, I mean, we have our opinions. They are what they are. We want you to know who we are as people.
Yeah.
And that's just, sometimes it does need to be said.
Maybe that's what this whole first season is really just people getting to know us.
Yeah. So it is what it is. We hope you like the show anyway. We hope that that you think like us. But that's not a requirement.
Right.
It's, but it's not a discussion because it's not. We had a little thing between you and I here, but I'm not interested in having a discussion with other people from other places because this show is technically supposed to be about music. I'm not saying it won't one day lead there, dip in there for a minute, but I'm
confused.
I'm just saying, like, you and I dipped into that conversation for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not something that
That's not normal for us.
Well, it's not that we don't care. It's just that it's just not always like this show's about music. But I honestly feel like it is important when we think about music to have freedom, to have the rights to control your own body, to have the rights to believe what you want to believe, religious-wise, whatever. I mean, those things are super important, and we shouldn't be teaching religion in schools. We shouldn't be having the Ten Commandments at the courthouses or in the schools or any of that shit. I mean, the list goes on and on. Women should be allowed to do whatever the fuck they want to with their own body. You should be able to choose what sex you want to be. People might think it's weird, but who gives a shit? I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It's not affecting you. And, people want to say things like, well, my kids see it. And I'm like, well, what does that matter? Well, because they may think, well, there's a time when they grow up that they'll want to, I heard this lady the other day say, cut their penises off. And I'm like, my thing is, like, that's not a thing. Like, that's not a thing that someone decides to do because they saw a drag queen or they saw a trans man or trans woman. It's not something that happens because someone
I don't
sees
think so
that
either.
Right.
I think if you're going to go to I don't want to use the word extreme, but that level, does that make it sound better?
I don't know. It just depends on what comes after, I guess.
Well, no. The way God, sorry, I'm sweating in my face. If you're already at that level, it's not like you just woke up one day and was like, oh well, I need to do this.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. It's like, to me, when you see these Karens, these moms on social media, and they're like, well, what if my kid sees this? And my first thought is,
they have the internet.
Well, not only that, but like, if their kid sees this video of you on there berating a trans person or
hate breeds hate,
they're gonna their automatic thought is gonna be, my mom won't love me,
right?
If this is what I become, and I've been there. That was me. My parent won't love me if I become this. And that fucked me up, honestly.
Well, I mean,
I was
I can
told
see
at
that.
an early age that if I turned out to be gay or whatever, that I wouldn't be loved. I would be killed, in fact. And
See, that
fucked me up, honestly.
different.
I'll be damned if anyone says they won't be around my kids. If you're
Right.
if there are conditions on your love for my family, go ahead and fuck off now.
Right.
Yeah, we don't need you in our lives. And I will fight to the bitter end to protect those people who are just out there just simply being themselves
Yep.
and not hurting anybody else.
I mean, what you do doesn't affect me.
Right.
I don't understand it.
And fuck, I mean, the LGBTQ community, they're the funnest motherfuckers to party with there is. So, I mean, I would much rather go to that kind of gathering than any kind of church gathering or any kind of bullshit like that. I'm just not down for that. I want to go have fun and clean fun and simple fun, but it's not obscene to see a man dressed as a woman, or it's just not obscene. It's just not. Now, I mean, if there's some things being shown, that's different. But I've been to drag shows; they're not any more obscene.
No, they're not.
Than a Taylor Swift show or Madonna was in the '80s or anything else. It's just not. It's not
get
any more
it.
obscene.
I do. Yeah, I mean, but some people don't want. Some people are still in that frame of mind that it's offensive.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell somebody if they're offended by something, they can't be offended by it.
If they're offended by it, just turn it the fuck off. If you don't, I mean, move on. If you don't like it, move on. I just don't know what to tell you. I mean, these are people just being themselves, and there's nothing wrong with it.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, and there are people, literally right now, no matter how much you believe it, no matter how much you hate the current administration and all, there are people out there right now who are fighting to end all of it, and they've been rather successful in some areas already. So you guys do what you will with that, but that's my fucking opinion, and you will never change my mind, and that is what it is. So if that means the 15 people who watch the full shows don't watch anymore, oh no.
Sorry.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah. So
I think we need to stop this nonsense where it's at.
do you want to go pee with me?
Oh, God, I need to pee so bad.
Let's cross the street.
All right, let's do it.
All right, kill it. Kill on your. Wait, don't. Hang on. Kill your video first. There you go. Okay.